사랑하는 태국 식구님 그리고 캄보디아 식구님들 안녕하세요.
And good evening for the Thailand members and Cambodian members.
네, 다시 만나 뵙게 되어서 너무 반갑습니다. 모두
Really happy to see all of you again.
예, 모두 건강하게 잘 지내셨습니까?
I hope you are spending the good time with the healthy.
예, 서로 인사 나누는 시간 갖도록 하겠습니다.
And then
안녕하세요.
also let's greet each other. So good evening. Good evening. Let's greet each other.
사와디크라.
from Cambodia.
춤엽서.
Susdai.
네, 반갑습니다. 저는 오늘
Happy to see
사회를
you.
맡은 첨보교육원 김상우 국장입니다.
And so my name is Director Kim Sang-ho from the Cheonbo.
네, 근본 교육이 진행되기까지 개미안 덩클리 대륙 회장님과 그리고 사이토 하지메 부지구장님, 카몬 태국 협회장님, 그리고 소팔 캄보디아 협회장님께도 깊은 감사의 말씀을 전합니다.
Thank you very much to pay attention continuously for this education session. Thank you very much for the President Dankli, and then Hajime Saito, and then Reverend Gamon, and then Reverend Chamran Sopo. Thank you very much.
네, 현재 여러분들께서 교육받고 있는 것은 첨보 리더스쿨 3 과정이 되겠습니다.
So this is the education session for the Cheonbo Education Leader School 3.
네, 전체 교육 가운데 오늘 6회차를 맞이하게 되었습니다.
So this is the 6th session for all this education section Leader School 3.
네, 교육을 통해서 현장에서 좋은 결실을 맺으시기를 바라겠습니다.
And then I really wish that all of you to receive this education and then bring the fruit of the result.
네, 금일 교육 식순에 대해서 간단하게 말씀을 드리겠습니다.
And I would like to mention about the education process.
네, 개회서는 경배, 그리고 대표 보고, 그리고 출석 체크 및 안내, 그리고 주제 공유, 현장 사례 발표 순으로 진행하도록 하겠습니다.
And then we starting with the Kyombe and opening prayer, and for the main presentation, and after that we'll give the presentation by the each nations.
네, 첨보 리더스쿨은 누가 억지로 시켜서 받는 교육이 아니라 여러분 스스로 주인이 되고 주체적으로 이끌어가는 교육입니다.
So this Cheonbo education session is not like a teach or forced by someone else, but we need to learn by ourselves, and we need to apply by ourselves, and we need to use by ourselves.
네, 근본 교육을 통해서 참 어머니께서 바라시는 첨보의 꽃이 되셔서 섭리 앞에 기록되는 자랑스러운 첨보 가정이 되시기를 바라겠습니다.
Let's become the Cheonbo family to be the proud, and we can show to the other which is wished by the true parents, true mother. To be the Cheonbo coach.
네, 그럼 지금부터 첨보 리더스쿨 캄보디아 그리고 태국어 6회차 교육을 큰 박수로 시작하겠습니다.
So let's begin with this education session for the Cheonbo Leader School for Cambodia and Thailand with a big round of applause.
먼저 천진 참부모님께 경배 올리겠습니다.
First, we bow to the true parents.
네, 화면을 봐주시면 됩니다.
And you can see for this true parents photo.
네, 천진 참부모님께 경배. 바로 네, 다음은 대표 보고 순서입니다.
So next with the opening prayer.
네, 대표 보고는 하지메 우리 부지구장님께서 해주시겠습니다.
So I will go for the opening prayer. So please join me the prayer. 참 사랑과 참 생명과 참 혈통의 그런 대신 우리 전진 참번님 감사합니다. Now is really the time we are standing in the peak of the providence, and then this is a time that we are going forward for the for we coming down from the peak to settle down in our ground. In order for that not only we are rely on the head of states, but also we ourselves need to be the owner to settle down for this this mission, the heavenly fortune, through for the Cheonbo education. Heavenly Parent, now we are the one who need to be the owner of Cheonilguk to settle down for this Cheonbo education session. So Heavenly Parents, we are really grateful to gather together, centering on Professor Q, to learning for the Cheonbo education and to be the for the proud Cheonbo family, that which can be not only for the 43 families, but also we are educating for the whole 430 families, to guiding them to be the disciple of the true parents, to be the filial children of the true parents, and to be the patriot and saints and sages, to be the divine sons and daughters, to building Cheonilguk and then to building a heavenly unified Korea and heavenly unified world. Heavenly Parents, that through this Cheonbo education session, please bring us to confidence to break through for this satanic war, and even to we are the one who educating for the superpower of the nation like China and Russia, those nations which are not knowing for the Heavenly Parent, especially for this Indochina area is really important to educate, especially for the superpower China. Heavenly Parents, that please guide us to be the proud Cheonbo families in order to support for our heavenly the true parents, heaveners, and humankind. All this report, I offer the name of Hajime Charlie Insight of Blessed Center Family. 아주.
네, 기도 감사합니다.
And thank you very much for your prayer.
네, 다음으로 출석 체크 시간입니다.
And then next we will check for our attendance.
네, 줌 화면 아래쪽에 보시면 채팅 옵션이 있는데요.
So there is a chatting room, chatting column.
네, 그곳에다가 본인 이름 그리고 소속 국가 또한 직책, 전화번호, 이메일을 좀 남겨주시면 되겠습니다.
And then please written down in this chatting room for your name, for your nation, and phone number and email address.
네, 교육을 마친 후에 수료증을 발급할 때 중요한 내용이니 출석 체크를 꼭 부탁드리겠습니다.
It's super important because this is for the sake of the certificate after finishing this education session. So if you not write, then you cannot receive for the certificate.
예. 그리고 혹시 부지부장님 혹시 뭐 이렇게 VIP 분들 소개하실 분이 좀 계실까요 혹시?
덕터 로나치 오셨네요.
오셨어요?
네.
뭐 잠깐 인사 한번 좀 부탁드려도 될까요?
So yeah, so we would like to ask to greeting to the Dr. Ronachit. Oh, Dr. Ronachit, welcome. Nice to see you.
어디 계신 거예요?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
아, 저기
Nice to see you
계시군요.
again.
네,
Yeah, nice to see you.
반갑습니다. 네.
그리고 쌍검 그 협회장님 오셨습니다.
네. 어디 계세요, 혹시?
피누이.
아. 아이고, 네. 반갑습니다.
And then also you are the national deputy national leader. Maybe he's driving. Say hello.
Yeah, thank you. Hello. Good evening.
후텐 우리 저기 부회장님도 오셨나요?
Yeah.
네네. 네, 너무 반갑습니다. 그리고 오늘
Yeah, happy to see all of you.
위에 또 수고해주신 우리 코디네이터 분들, 그리고 통역자 분들, 그리고 천보교육원 스태프분들, 또 감사의 환영을 드립니다.
And then please to say thank you and then welcome for the Cheonbo education staff and also coordinator and then interpreter and translator and all. Thank you very much and please say thank you with a big round of applause.
네, 이어서 우리 길영환 원장님 모시고 주제 공유의 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다.
And then now this is the time for the education session guided by the Professor Q.
네, 금일 주제는 do well, 잘하기라는 내용인데요.
Today's topic is do well.
우리 길령원 원장님을 큰 박수로 모시고
Now,
강의하시겠습니다.
please welcome the Professor Q with a big round of applause.
보고 싶었습니다. 모두들.
Yeah, I really want to miss you and want to see you.
네. 가급적이면은 우리가 화면에 얼굴이 나오게 해서 내가 이제 코칭으로 이렇게 물어보고 할 땐 답을 할 수 있도록 화면에 얼굴이 참석하신 분들 다 보여줬으면 좋겠어요. 괜찮습니다.
And then it's really good that you please show your face and open your camera and show your face. And then also I can do for the coaching, I can ask some question. And this is really good for you.
예. 만약 여러분 참 어머님께서 이 교육을 들어와서 보신다면 여러분 얼굴 다 보여드리지 않겠어요?
For example, if the true mother is coming to this Zoom and then all of you want to show your face, right?
예. 예. 그런데도 이렇게 숨어 있으면 안 됩니다.
So that's why please don't hide yourself.
참어머님께서 얼마나 여기 이렇게 캄보디아나 타일랜드를 오고 싶어 하시겠어요?
Now, how much true mother is missing to Cambodia and Thailand and want to go to visit there? Don't you think so?
예. 지금 오늘은 그런 심정으로 서로 잘 주고 잘 받는 그런 세션이 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
And then with that mind that the true mother is here, and then please join like progressively for this education session.
43가정 실사를 위해서 전 세계적으로 이렇게 함께 공유하면서 도구를 가지고 공부하는 것은 참 쉽지 않은 일이지만은 그래도 이렇게 태국과 이 캄보디아가 조인해서 한다는 것은 상당히 큰 의미가 있다고 봅니다.
Actually, it is not really easy to get the education in order to substantialize for these 43 families, but we are doing this one in all over the world, and then also this is really meaningful that the Thailand and Cambodia is joining together and receiving this education session.
네, 오늘 특별히 우리가 지난번까지 쭉 공부했던 나는 리더이냐 관리자이냐 하는 것을 처음에 우리가 논의했었죠.
And then you remember that the last time that we are learning that are we a leader or are we a manager?
그리고 이제 두 번째는 코칭하는 데 있어서 자기 원하는 목적을 달성하려면 시회를 잘해야 된다고 공부했었어요.
And then also in order to be the coach, in order to make sure that to be well, also we are learning about see well.
오늘 이 시간에는 do well, 잘하기 하는 것을 갖고 함께 공유하겠습니다.
And then for today, we are going to learning about the do well.
정말로 훌륭한 그 리더가 되려면요, 이 do well 잘해야 되죠.
So in order to be the good leader, we need to do well.
그래서 잘 하려면 어떻게 잘해야 되는가 하는 것에 대해서 우리가 생각해 봐야 되는데.
And then also we need to think about how can we do well.
우선은 우리가 코칭을 하려면은 그 코칭할 수 있는 좋은 환경을 만들어야 됩니다.
And then in order to be the coach, and then we need to create for the good environment.
그 다음에는 코칭 대화에 잘 할 수 있도록 여러 가지 기술을 배워야 될 겁니다.
And then also in order to do well for this conversation, coaching conversation, and then we need to know about some technique.
저는 지금 이걸 쭉 해오면서 특히 영어권 이런 데서는 뭐냐 하면은 무료로 이 코칭을 가르쳐 주는 것을 굉장히 고맙게 생각한다 이런 얘기를 많이 들었습니다.
And then even though that when I am teaching to the coaching for this all over the world, and I heard that many people are grateful to learn for coaching.
내가 그 타일랜드 방콕에 있을 때만 하더라도 코치들이 와서 이 코칭 세미나를 하는데 상당히 큰 돈을 이제 받고 하는 거를 제가 봤습니다.
And then also when even I was in Bangkok, in Thailand, and then also I see the reality that many people are doing the coach and they receive a lot of money.
주로 싱가포르나 이런 데서부터 이제 그 코치들이 와서 가르치고 있죠.
And then also like Singapore, this kind of the developing nation is more developing for this coaching.
그래서 지금 우리 리더들은 그보다 더 깊고 그러면 내 마음의 본심에서 나오는 소리를 서로 들을 수 있고 그 다음에 질문할 수 있는 아주 정말 깊고 깊은 코칭에 대해서 우리가 공부를 좀 하게 됩니다.
And then we are learning for the coaching that we can give the question, and then we can asking to withdraw our original mind and to be well. We are learning to this kind of skill as a coach.
네, 그래서 우리가 이 공부한 거를 우리 하짐에 우리 부회장도 말씀하셨습니다만은 먼저 이렇게 프리스쿨을 여러분 참 잘하신 걸 제가 봤거든요. 그다음 끝난 다음에 또 공부를 할 수 있는 애프터 스쿨까지 한다면은 아마 좋은 아마 코치가 될 수 있을 겁니다.
And then also before you are learning in here, also I saw that Hajime is teaching about the preschool, and after we are learning here, and then also we can do for the after school, and then we can be the good coach.
예, 그리고 또 제가 여러분한테 원하는 것은 우리가 홈 그룹을 트리니티를 만들어서 짜는 것처럼 이 코칭 공부도 우리가 3명이 함께 짜가지고 우리가 연습을 해야 됩니다.
And then also what I wish is also through the home group and we make the Trinity at the same way that also for the coaching and the 3 people are gathered together and then we to practicing as a coaching way.
그래서 3명이면 1명은 코치가 되고 또 1명은 이제 고객이 되고 또 1명은 그 코칭하는 걸 잘 관찰해서 피드백해주는 이렇게 3명이 한 팀이 돼서 계속 연습을 해야 됩니다.
And then also it is really good and you must do to practicing that one person become coach and another person become the coach E and then another person become observing and then giving the evaluation.
다른 어느 나라보다도 이 캄보디아나 타일랜드는 저한테 코칭을 공부했기 때문에 여러분이 조금 더 깊게 한다면은 여러분 주변에 43가정을 만들기 위한 좋은 뿌리가 되고 터전이 될 것입니다.
And then because Thailand and Cambodia have the priority than the other nation because you're already learning for the coaching. So that's why if you are going deeper and then this is really good, this can be the good tool in order to substantialize for this 43.
자, 그러면 잘 주고 잘 받는 게 뭐냐?
And then what does it mean for the give and take well?
네. 두웰이라고 하는 건 잘 주고 잘 받는다는 것인데 이거는 뭐냐면 코치가 코치와 고객이 본심을 중심하고 자기가 원하는 것을 잘 보고 잘 주고 잘 받는 코칭 대화를 한다는 것입니다.
So this give and take well, the do well mean also for the coach and coach E in the conversation well and to give well and take well and then to develop as a coach.
여러분들이 원하는 목적을 달성하려면은 좋은 코칭을 하면 원하는 목적을 달성할 수 있겠지요.
And then in order to realize what you want, and then if you become good coach, and then you can realize what you want.
세상에서 하는 코치는 뭐냐면은 고객이 원하는 것을 이룰 수 있도록 해주는 것이 목적이지요.
And then in the outside society, as a coach, what the coach need to do is to realize for the coach is desire.
그런데 우리가 얘기하는 이 신수수 리더십인 웰 코칭은 뭐냐 하면요. 본인이 원하는 것도 이루어지지만은 정말 중요한 것은 그 안에 있는 본심을 중심하고 코치와 클라이언트가 잘 주고 잘 받는 신수수 리더의 역량을 강화하는 데 가장 큰 목적이 있는 겁니다.
So the purpose of this heavenly give and take is not only to realize the desire of the client, but also to withdraw the original mind from the client and then realize for the heavenly desire for this from this client and then for the society.
예, 특별히 그 타일랜드와 캄보디아는 불교의 나라이기 때문에 특별히 이런 스타일을 잘 우리가 연마하면은 정말 여러분들이 스님 이상의 말하자면은 대화를 할 수 있고 답을 줄 수 있고 또 질문할 수 있는 그런 입장이 될 겁니다.
And then because Cambodia and Thailand is especially the Buddhism nation, so that's why if you are really researching and then study well for this kind of thing, and then even you can be more than the monk that even can give the good question and even you can give the good answers through this coaching.
불교에서 수행을 얘기할 때 그 사마타와 위파사나를 얘기를 합니다.
When in the Buddhism is talking about the training and then what? 뭐죠?
네, 사마타. 또는 위파사나.
Yeah, Buddhism is talking about this kind of thing. So, samatha
and 위파사나.
this one.
원래가 이제 이거 힌두 쪽에서 나오는 그런 말들이기 때문에 어쨌든 수행입니다. 수행.
Yeah, anyway, for the training.
그래서 실질적으로는 천심천보 수행을 하기 위해서라도 우리가 계속 내 안에 계신 본심. 여러분 불교 나라에서는 불성이 내 안에 다 불성이 다 있다고 하지 않습니까? 마찬가지예요. 우리 안에 신성이 있는 것을 서로 이끌어내는 작업하는 것이 바로 이 코칭인 것입니다.
So like Buddhism is talking about like everybody have the Buddhism nature, Buddha's nature in the one people, the same thing. Also for this coaching is also withdrawing for the heavenly nature, for the divine nature through the Cheonbo training.
예, 그래서 여러분들이 이걸 잘하게 되면은 이 불교국가에서 굉장히 전파력이 강력하게 될 겁니다. 정말 진심으로 제가 말씀드립니다.
So that's why I really feel from my bottom of heart that if you can really apply this kind of skill and then you can explode for this your result in the Buddhism nation.
예, 그래서 여러분들이 이것을 공부하면서 그냥 공부하는 스타드라고만 생각하지 마시고 이걸 열심히 해서 정말 수행하는 마음으로 마치 스님이 정말 수행하는 것처럼 수행하는 마음으로 우리가 함께 나눈다고 생각하고 우리가 지속적으로 작업해야 됩니다.
And then also when you are learning this one, just please don't learning only through like learning the tool, but with the heart of the training, like a Buddhism, the Buddhism monk is a training themselves with that kind of heart that please learning and then training by yourself.
예, 일단은 우리가 코칭을 하기 위해서는요 좋은 환경을 만들어줘야 됩니다.
So first of all, and in order to coach, you need to make the good environment.
네, 이 환경에는 내적 환경이 있고 외적 환경이 있어요.
And then in this environment, there is an inner environment, the external environment.
코칭을 하려면요, 코치나 클라이언트나 마음속이 편안해야 되잖아요.
First of all, and in order to do the coach, and then with between among the coach and then client need to be purified themselves.
예. 마음이 불편하고 마음속에 여러 가지 잡생각이 떠오르면은 그럼 코칭이 되지 않죠.
And if there is a no peace among the coach and client, and then it's difficult to do the coaching.
그래서 정말 내적으로는 평온하고 정말 서로 위하는 마음이 있고 사랑하는 마음이 들어있을 때 코칭이 잘 됩니다.
So that's why when we are doing for the coaching, and then it was a comfortable environment and with the heart of loving and living for the sake of others, and then can apply for the good coaching.
외적으로도 마찬가지예요. 외적으로도 환경이 조용하거나 아주 환경이 좋아야 됩니다.
And then also we need to create the good external environment.
이렇게 내외적으로 환경이 잘 맞아떨어질 때 우리는 코칭을 성공할 수 있게 됩니다.
And then when internally this coach was settled down with the peace, and then we can make the successful coaching.
특히 코치가 코칭을 할 때는요, 코치 자신이 완전히 정화된 입장에서 상대에 대한 평가나 어떤 판단 없이 코칭을 할 수 있어야 됩니다.
So in order to do the coach, first of all, the coach really need to purify themselves, not like a judging or evaluating for the client.
이렇게 말이 코칭이지만 여러분 리더들이 어떤 일을 할 때는 자기 목적을 달성하기 위해서 여러 가지 배운 것하고 다르게 아마 행동할 수가 있어요.
And then because we are the leader, to even though the name is a coach, but in many cases that we are pushing the member and to realize our own desire.
그렇죠.
Right?
예. 그리고 또 코칭 대화도요. 아주 깔끔하고 깨끗한 언어로서 코칭을 할 수 있어야 됩니다.
And then even for the coaching conversation have to be very pure and then also purify for this conversation.
그래서 고객하고 심정이 공유돼서 공명당 상태에서 라포가 잘 형성돼야 되죠.
And then also it is need to kind of synthesize together and then also to understand together to form the good common sense.
그래서 우리가 언어를 깨끗한 클린 언어를 사용해야 된다 이렇게 말씀드리고 싶어요.
So that's why what I'd like to say is also we need to use a clean language.
그리고 기본적으로 코치는요. 상대방 안에, 클라이언트 안에 자기 안에 신성이 있는 것처럼 상대 안에도 신성이 있다고 꼭 생각을 해야 됩니다.
And then also you need to think as a coach that also in the client have the divinity in their mind.
불교에서도 그러지 않습니까? 내 안에 불성이 있는 것처럼 상대 안에도 다 불성이 있는 것으로 이렇게 다 이해하고 있습니다.
Even in the Buddhism understood that even though any person but the object partner have the nature of the Buddha.
그렇기 때문에 상대한테 함부로 자기중심적인 단어를 쓴다거나 지시한다, 명령한다거나 좀 폭력적 그런 거친 언어를 사용해서는 절대로 되지 않습니다.
So when you're doing the coaching, if you force the client or you give your idea to the client, will not do like that.
네, 이제 우리가 조금씩 공부하면 이제 이런 것에 대해서 공부하겠습니다만은 정말 화가 나서 막 그냥 소리를 지르고 싶을 때 그럴 때 소리를 지르는 게 아니라 아하 내가 지금 화가 나가 있구나 하고 자기를 깨달으면서 자기 스스로가 진정을 하는 그런 어떤 훈련을 자꾸 해나가야 된다는 거예요.
So even not like get angry to the partner and then kind of to give the direction, not like that, but even when you get angry and then nearly really need to realize yourself that, oh, I got angry, and then need to purify.
그래서 코치는 깨끗한 언어를 사용하자 이렇게 얘기를 합니다.
So that's why for the coach, let's use it for the clean language.
깨끗한 언어라는 것은 자기의 에고가 들어가 있지 않는 그런 언어를 깨끗한 언어라고 그러죠.
And the clean language means there is not using for the ego language.
예, 부부간에도 마찬가지예요.
And even among the husband and wife, same.
예, 그래서 코치 중심이 아닌 상대 중심한 입장에서 부정적 언어가 아니고 긍정적이고 진취적이고 중립적 언어를 사용해야 됩니다.
So that's why not for the code-centered language, but using not negative but the positive language, for the affirmative language, for forward-looking language.
이 중립적 언어라는 것은 자기 주관이 들어가 있지 않는 객관적인 현상만을 표현하는 그런 언어를 중립적 언어라고 합니다.
And then neutral language, this means not to put your own language, but own thinking, but also to think as a neutrality between coach and client.
네, 어느 한쪽에는 치우침이 없는 그런 언어가 중립적 언어라고 해요.
And so like not only for the like a midway word, this is a meaning for the neutral language.
충고한다거나 또는 어떤 탐색한다거나 상대방 얘기를 해석하고 분석하고 어떤 판단함이 없는 그냥 깨끗한 언어, 정말 그런 것들이 없는 깨끗한 언어를 사용하면 참 상대가 좋아합니다.
And they not like evaluating or judging to the others, but using for the neutral language, and then the client is like to listen.
여러분들이 부부간이나 또는 이제 그 활동하는 사람 간에나 보면 벌써 판단이 들어가잖아. 아, 이 사람한테 무슨 얘기를 해줘야겠다. 이런 마음이 들어가지요.
And for example, when even between the husband and wife, or even when you are doing for the activity, always we are thinking like, oh, what kind of word can I use for this person? Like we are judging and evaluating and deciding.
근데 정말 우리가 이 코칭을 공부해서 자기 중심이 아니고 상대방의 중심, 상대방의 뜻을 이루게 해주는 그런 마음 갖고 다가간다면은 정말 우리는 주변에 사람들이 많이 모여들 거예요.
But when we are coaching and then to using the word for the sake of the others, for the sake of the other's success, and then people will follow to you.
네, 우리 이제 요거 끝나면 이제 보고를 들을 건데 정말 코칭을 통해서 통일무도의 사람들 많이 모아서 활동하는 그런 것들도 참 좋은 하나의 사례입니다.
And for example, like after this, we are listening for the report presentation, like through the Toimudo, and then we are coaching to the other, and more people is coming. This is a really good example.
이건 뭐냐 하면은 이제 코치는 상대를 위한다는 그 마음 또는 상대 안에는 신성이 자기 안에 살아계신 것처럼 살아계시기 때문에 분명히 상대는 스스로 깨우칠 수 있다, 스스로 할 수 있다라고 하는 그런 믿음을 갖고 상대와 대화를 해야 됩니다.
And so that we really believe into the other, like they inside them there is a divinity, and then to trust them and then believe them. This kind of coach we need to be.
예, 그 다음에 이제 코치는 고객과 좋은 라포를 형성해야 됩니다. 라포라는 건 다리라는 거.
And then also like we really need to form the rapport. So the rapport means like the become the bridge between myself the other.
그래서 코칭 대화시는 서로 따뜻하게 마음을 다리를 왔다 갔다 하는 것처럼 그런 교류할 수 있는 환경을 조성해야 된다는 거죠.
So that's why we need to form like a bridge, and then when we have the bridge and we can back and forth smoothly, we need to make this kind of rapport.
코치가 취해야 될 몇 가지 그 방법이 있어요. 뭐냐면 우리가 얘기하는 걸 처음에 미러링이라고 미러링.
So there is a several way to do for the rapport. The first one is a mirroring.
미러링이라는 건 거울을 보는 것처럼 따라한다는 거예요.
So like a mirroring is like a look at the mirror and then just following.
뭐 예를 들어서 상당히 화가 나서 막 아 하고 소리를 지르면 코치도 아 하고 같이 이렇게 화가 난 듯이 서로 이렇게 거울에 비춰지는 것처럼 그런 식으로 맞추어 사는 걸 미러링이라고 합니다.
So mirroring is one of the techniques like following to the client. If the client get angry, and then get angry together.
그 다음에 이제 페이싱, 이제 백트래킹이라는 게 있는데 백트래킹은 뭐냐면 상대방이 얘기할 때 그 상대방 말의 핵심 단어를 맞장구를 치면서 반복해서 얘기해 주는 걸 백트래킹이라고 합니다.
And then backtracking is also the skill to repeating for the core words of the client.
아, 맞아요. 아, 그렇군요. 아, 맞습니다. 이렇게 맞장구 쳐주면서 대화를 하면은 상대는 훨씬 더 마음에 있는 생각을 이끌어내게 됩니다.
And then like when you say, oh yeah, right, yeah, I agree, good. And then this is the way that withdraw their thinking.
페이싱도 합니다. 페이싱은 상대와 대화를 하면서 호흡과 동작, 음조 이걸 갖다 맞춘 페이스 같이 걸어가는 것처럼 이렇게 페이싱 작업을 하면 아주 좋습니다.
And the pacing is also for the match the client, the breathing and action and tone. So when you are doing for the pacing, and also it's good that to following and then to going together.
네, 그다음에 우리가 정성을 많이 들이고 상대를 만나게 되면은 사람을 척 보는 순간에 그 사람을 읽을 수 있죠. 이걸 캘리브레이션이라고 해요.
And then after we are offering a lot of chanson and meet that person, and then even though that person is not saying, but we can read their heart. This skill we call the calibration.
예, 그래서 이거는 상대를 보고 영적 느낌이 와닿는 그런 입장이 되는 거죠.
So that's why when we see that client, and already we feel spiritually for about that person.
이렇게 되면 상대한테 구태여 그 얘기 다 듣지 않더라도 상대 안에 숨겨진 말하지 않는 것도 우리가 그 메시지를 알아낼 수가 있어요.
So through this one, and like even though that person is not saying, but we can already knowing what he's thinking.
이런 것들을 우리가 이제 do well, well doing, 잘한다고 이렇게 얘기하는 것입니다.
So when we are applying this kind of thing, we say like do well.
이렇게 코칭 잘할 때는 환경과 코칭 스킬을 잘 이용해서 우리가 코칭을 해야 되죠.
And then in order to do the coaching, and then also we can apply this kind of skill, and then also we need to create a good environment.
그리고 실질적으로 코치는 완전히 자기가 없는 상태에서 상대를 위하는 입장에서 깨끗한 언어를 상대하면서 상대를 대해야 돼. 그리고 우리가 이런 걸 공부했습니다. 지금.
And because when we doing the coach, and we really need to vacuum ourselves, and then we really take out ourselves, and then to using the clean language, and then we doing. So that's why we are learning this kind of thing.
이걸 기본으로 해서 우리가 정말 두해란다는 것은 한마디로 말하자면 경청을 잘해야 된다 이렇게 얘기할 수 있어요.
And then in order to do well is when we doing this, and then we really need to listen well.
두엘 중에서 잘 듣기에 대해서 한번 공유해 보겠습니다.
And then among the do well, and then let's study about the listen well.
남의 말을 잘 듣는 사람 주변에는요 많은 사람들이 모여들어요.
And those who are listening well, and many people will follow that person.
그리고 사람들은 자기 말을 잘 들어주는 사람을 상당히 좋아하잖아요.
And then also the people are like those who listen.
예, 따뜻하고 정이 있는 사람들. 거기다 남의 말을
those who have the good heart and then can listen from the other, the people like.
여러분들은 듣기를 어느 정도 하십니까?
So how much you listen from the other?
여러분들의 듣기 점수를 10점 만점이라면 몇 점으로 얘기할 수 있겠어요?
So when you are thinking about your listening skill from the 10 point, what point you are out of 10 point?
알아야 리더님, 자신은 몇 점짜리 경청자입니까?
How many points that you have the listening skill? The 10 point is full.
คะแนนเต็ม100หรือเปล่าคะเต็ม10ในการรับฟังเหรอคะถ้าอย่างตรงไปตรงมาก็คือเวลาลงพื้นที่เราจะไม่ค่อยได้รับฟังเขาเท่าไหร่นะคะก็ถือว่าน้อยมาก
So when I was in the mission field, actually I'm not really listen well. So for the out of 100, I don't know what should I. Yeah, basically I not really listen well in the work in the mission field.
그래서 정확하게 점수를 말해야 돼. 10점 만점에서 몇 점짜리
So
리스너냐?
okay, from the 0 to 10, which point you are?
ให้คะแนนกี่คะแนนจาก0 1 ถึง 10อ่ะคะแนนตัวเอง
7 คะแนน
7.
7? 오, 7이면 상당히 잘 듣는 경청자입니다.
Oh, the 7 point is good. You are a good listener.
그런데 10이 되려면 3이 모자라는데 3은 어떤 부분이길래 3을 빼놨을까요?
So out of the 10 point, you are missing 3 points. So what is you are missing 3 point?
ก็น่าจะเป็นว่าเราอยากที่จะบอกอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะเราอยากที่จะพูดอะไรเราอยากจะถ่ายทอดอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะ
So it depends what I want to speak at that time. Yeah, I just speak what I want to do. I want to speak that time. Yeah.
I see. Thank you. 그러면 우리 통역하는 우리 사이토 우리 부회장님의 사모님한테 물어보십시다.
So let's listen let's listen from the Mrs. Saito.
10점 만점에 몇 점짜리 리스너입니까? 자신은.
So for your listen skill, the 10 point in the full, and then what point you are? Tira.
If with the children, maybe 8 to talk, 2 for listening for the children. But for the brother, sister, for the members, maybe 50-50.
50-50?
Yes. For the children, my children, I more talk more than listen. But with the members, 50-50, half listen and talk.
Okay, I see. 그러면은 남편인 사이토 씨는 몇 점짜리 리스너처럼 보입니까?
And then for the Mr. Saito, do you think like which point you give to your husband? Dirak.
마이크 꺼져 있습니다. 마이크 키세요.
Yeah. You are, please
Sorry.
unmute.
Yeah, I think I'm not so much have a chance to talk to the husband because when he was at home, most of time he talk with the other people or children. I more let him to talk with the children or listen to the children. Let the time for him to spend with the children. So I'm not so much have a chance to talk with the husband.
그리고 뭐 대화할 시간이 많이 오지만 그래도 본인이 평생을 살았는데 정확하게 한번 얘기를 해보세요.
So anyway, you are spending with your husband your whole life, and please give the point to him.
Give the point. Give the score how he is good at coaching.
Yeah, good for listening.
Oh, listening. Before not so much listening, but nowadays look like he tried to calm himself to listen. I will give score. From 10, I will give him 7.
7? 좋습니다.
Thank you.
아주 좋은 점수입니다.
Yeah, it's good point.
예, 하진매 부회장님 본인이 정말 7이라고 생각하세요?
Hajime, do you think that you are really 7? But I think I am 5.
예, 이렇게 듣는다고 하는 건 상당히 참 중요한 겁니다.
It's really important to listen from the other.
특히 부부간에는 서로 이런 것들이 정말로 7점 정도는 돼야 되는 거고 봐요.
So especially between the husband and wife, really need to be like a 7 point at least.
예, 그 보통 보면 이제 그 반반이면 반은 듣고 반은 안 듣는 거거든요.
So like a 0.5 mean like you listen half and another half you don't listen.
그래서 지금은 우리가 정말 좋은 코치가 되려면은 상대방의 소리를 정말로 들을 수 있는 그런 코치가 돼야 된다. 잘 들을 수 있는 코치가 된다. 이렇게 우리가 공부를 해야 됩니다.
So in order to be the good coach, also you need to be the good listener.
여러분 잘 아시는 그 톰 피터스라고 하는 20세기 그 리더십의 대가인 톰 피터스는 이런 말을 했어요. 20세기는 말하는 리더의 시대였다면은 21세기는 듣는 리더의 시대다. 이렇게 얘기를 했어요.
And also one of the leader, his name is Tom
Peters.
Tom Peters. He is saying, in order to be the good leader, you need to be the good listener.
네. 그래서 정말 특별히 우리 천보 가정교회장을 해야 될 여러분들은 정말 굿 리스너가 돼야 됩니다.
So because all of you, you have the mission to be the Cheonbo church leader. So in order to be the good Cheonbo church, Cheonbo center leader, you have to be the good listener.
그래서 오늘은 아주 짧은 시간이지만 잘 듣는 것은 어떤 것인가 하는 것을 한번 생각해 보도록 하겠습니다.
And even though this is a short time, but in order to be the good listener, and what can we be? So let's study about that.
여기 참부모님 사진처럼 참부모님은 참 듣기를 갖다가 상당히 한 얘기도 또 들으시고 정말 굿 리스너예요. 참 부모님께서는.
Actually, the true parents is really good listening, like listen again from this person to that person.
제가 특별히 남미에 갔을 때 송영석 회장이라는 분이 아르헨티나에 말하자면 와 계셨거든요.
And when I was in the Latin America and also the Reverend Song Yong-sok, he was the missionary and national messiah to Argentina.
그리고 참부모님한테 보고를 할 때 했던 얘기를 또 하고 했던 얘기를 또 하고 그랬는데도 참아버님께서는 들으시면서 아주 좋아하시고 똑같은 얘기인데 우리가 들을 때는 똑같은 얘기를 하는데 그렇게 듣고 좋아하시고 그런 모습을 보면서 야 정말로 굿 리스너다 하는 그런 생각을 했습니다.
And actually, Reverend Son, when he giving the same report again and again, but every time the true parents listen, he happy to listen. And then I feel like, oh, true parents is good listener.
네. 우리 참부모님이 이렇게 굿 리스너인데 그걸 따르는 우리 자녀들도 정말로 잘 경청하는 사람들이 돼야 되겠습니다.
So because our true parents is a good listener, so that's why we should be for the good listener, like a following to the parents.
제가 선문대학교 교수할 때 학생들이 거의 2세들인데 찾아와서 저하고 코칭하다 보면은 참 부모님하고 대화를 하는 그런 시간이 없는 것을 내가 알게 됩니다.
When I was a professor in some university, and many of them are the second generation, and when I coaching them, and I became to know that they didn't have so much opportunity to communicate with their parents.
그래서 학생들이 괴로워하는 게 뭐냐면은 모처럼 주말이 돼서 집에 가면은 부모하고 대화를 많이 나눠야 되는데 오히려 부모하고 싸우고 오는 학생들이 많아가지고 가슴 아파하는 걸 많이 봤습니다.
And then what I feel pity to those students when they go back home in the weekend and then they need to communicate with the parents, but actually they fight with the parents. So I feel pity to them.
그래서 내가 그 원인을 물어보면은 부모님들은 뭘 했냐 이렇게 따지고 뭘 하기로 바라시고 이런 얘기를 자꾸 하기 때문에 이 얘기하기가 싫어진다는 거예요.
Because and then I was just checking why like that, and then they are saying because the parents is always order and what you did and what you should do, like always they are kind of forcing and then giving the direction. So that's why I finally don't want to talk anymore.
네, 그러니까 정말 집에 가고 싶어서 부모님 보고 싶어 갔다 와도 결국은 대화를 못하고 싸우고 왔다고 이렇게 가슴 아파하는 2세들을 많이 봤습니다.
So that's why, like even for I saw the many second gen that even though that they go back home to want to see the parents and want to talk with the parents, but actually they couldn't talk with the parents and just finally fighting. I feel really pain for that situation.
네, 우리가 이 잘 듣는다는 것은 다른 말로 바꿔 말하면요, 상대방의 말을 적극적으로 경청한다는 것이 됩니다.
So listen well. When we say in the other word, it's like we are actively listen from the other.
그 적극적 경청이라는 뜻은요, 상대가 말을 잘 듣기 위한 태도를 가져야 되고 나아가서는요, 상대가 말하지 않는 것까지도 들을 수 있는 귀가 있어야 된다는 거죠.
And then what it's talking about the listen actively is also we need to listen. We need to catch the meaning what they say, but also the other word is even we need to listen between the line that what they didn't say, but we need to catch that point.
그러니까 영적인 말, 영적인 그런 말하지 않는 영적인 것도 여러분들이 들을 수 있어야 된다. 이런 탁월한 영적 귀가 있어야 된다는 거죠.
So that's why you really need to train your ear, not only listen for the sound, but also you need to listen for the spiritual sound that even that is not really talking.
그러니까 코칭할 때는 잘 듣기 위한 태도를 가져야 돼요, 코칭은.
So that's why in order to be the good coach, also you need to have the good listening attitude.
잘 듣기 위한 태도를 갖는다는 건요, 상대방을 얘기를 들으면서 그냥 듣기만 하는 것이 아닙니다.
So in order to become the good listener is not only listen what the others say.
상대방이 한 대화를 갖다가 코치가 아주 깨끗하게 정리도 해줘가면서 요약도 해가면서 그렇게 들어주는 거죠.
So listening is a kind of even the client, what client saying is make it purify for that word. So that is the work of the coaching.
네, 상대가 감정에 취해서 막 장황하게 길게 말을 많이 할 때 이럴 때는 말하는 사람도 자기가 혼돈스러워져요.
So when the client is talking too long and then become chaos, and then even that person is what talking is even don't understand what they talk.
네, 그럴 땐 지금 얘기한 걸 내가 정리해 드릴까요? A, B, C, D, E, F 맞습니까? 이렇게 적극적 태도를 갖고 경청하라는 거죠.
And then also to have the active attitude. Okay, now I will a little bit clarify what you are saying. Like okay, A, B, C, D, E, F.
그리고 상대방이 또 복잡하게 얘기할 때 그 대화를 다른 말로 전환해서 그러고 들어주는 것입니다.
And then when the client is talking something complicated, and then just make it more simplified with the other word.
그래서 이렇게 경청만 하는 것이 아니고 이런 좋은 태도를 가지고 경청을 해야 된다 이런 뜻입니다.
So this is not only listen by the ear, but also we need to have the good attitude.
여러분 이제 보통 대화할 때 상대방이 얘기하면 얘기하는 것만 다 들으면 아 저것이 100%인가 보다 이렇게 생각하면 안 됩니다.
So that's why when you are listening from the other end, not just only believe 100% what they say.
말하지 않은 것까지도 들어야 돼요.
Even we need to listen what they don't say.
다시 말해서 나보고 어떻게 하는 거예요? 막 그런다면은 그 말 뒤에는 자기는 못하겠다 그런 것이 들어있지 않습니까?
And for example, if the client saying, and then what do you want me to do? So then we need to see that word between the line they say that I cannot do that.
네, 대화 가운데 이런 것들이 상당히 많습니다. 말은 A라고 하지만 그 뒤에 B, C, D가 숨어 있어요.
Actually, when we doing the communication, in any case like this, even they saying A, but actually the B, C, D is hiding.
네, 그래서 캘리브레이션 할 수 있어야 돼요. 아까 배운 것처럼 착 알아들을 수
So
있어요.
that's why also we need to have the skill to calibration.
참 어머니께서는 아버님 성화 위에 굉장히 많은 대화를 하셨을 거 아니겠습니까?
좀 다시 한번 말씀.
참 어머님께서는 아버님 성화 이후에 얼마나 많은 대화를 하셨겠어요?
Like in the true mother is how much many conversation she did with mother after true father 성화.
네, 지금 이 시간도 대화를 하고 계신지 몰라요.
And then even like we never know that every time that true mother is communicating with the true father.
우리가 그 메라비안 법칙이라는 게 있어요.
And then there is we call the Moravian law, the law of the Moravian.
예, 여러분이 그림에 보는 것처럼 사람의 말에는요 대략 7%만이 그 사람이 말하는 것 중에서 진실이 들어있다 이렇게 얘기를 합니다.
So what he's saying and what the people saying, only 7% is including for the truth.
7% 외에 표정에서라든가 목소리의 높낮이라든가 말하는 태도라든가 제스처라든가 이런 것들이 거의 다 말을 하고 있다고 우리가 알아야 된다는 거예요.
And then what we have to know is out of the 7% is including there is a message, there is a message, and there is a reality like tone of voice or body language or gesture.
예. 그럼 우리가 잘 듣기 위한 몇 가지 방법을 한번 생각해 보겠습니다.
Okay, let's see for the several points for the attitude to listen well.
잘 들어야겠다, 상대방의 얘기를 잘 들어야겠다 하는 마음의 준비를 해야 되겠죠.
First of all, and we need to prepare our mind to listen well.
저 같은 케이스는 모르는 사람하고 코칭을 하게 되면은 코칭하기 전날 그 전날 밤에 그분을 생각하면서 기도와 묵상 가운데 그 사람 얼굴을 떠올리면서 마음속으로 대화를 이렇게 나눕니다. 준비를 합니다.
For example, like person like me is before the night, I will talk and I will think about that person and the meditation and the praying and then think about the face and then prepare my mind.
제가 사회 사람들하고 코칭을 할 때는 LG 그룹이라든가 상당히 높은 자리에 있는 사람들이 상당히 많았었어요.
And when I I used to coach with kind of the high position in the LG group.
예, 그럴 때 그 사람에 대한 전혀 제가 모르지 않습니까? 그러니까 그 전날 저녁에 그 양반의 저기 그 기록을 보면서 묵상을 하고 기도를 하고 그분 안에 있는 본심하고 대화를 나누는 그런 작업들을 하고 그 다음에 코칭을 했습니다.
For example, like when I talk with that kind of the high position outside people, I never knew him before, but I little bit checking with his bio data, and then think about that person and meditation, and then think about his original mind, and then prepare for the next day for the coaching.
그 다음에 만나서 코칭을 하면 마음이 상당히 편해지고 또 상대도 나에게 아주 좋은 마음을 갖고 그렇게 코칭이 되는 그런 것들을 많이 경험했어요. 마음의 준비가 필요합니다.
And then after prepare well for my mind, and then when I see him and he like me and also I like him, and then can have more comfortable communication. When I prepare my mind to before the coaching, and then result becoming good. I have many experience like that.
네. 그리고 잘 듣기 위해서는요, 제일 중요한 것은 코치의 에고를 버려야 됩니다.
And then in order to listen well, and then also we need to take out for the coach's ego.
예, 특히 여러분들이 잘 아는 식구들이나 아내라든가 남편들하고 코칭 스타일로 말을 할 때는 우선은 자기가 갖고 있는 그 상대에 대한 생각들을 다 내려놔야 됩니다.
And then especially for when you are coached with those who you know well, like a wife or members, first of all, you need to take out your own thinking about that person.
그래서 깨끗한 자세에서 우리가 코칭을 해야 됩니다.
And then we really need to purify ourselves in order to do coach.
그리고 아이 컨택트, 만약 대면 코칭을 하면 눈을 맞추는 게 상당히 중요하죠.
And then when we coach with the people to people, the person to person, and then it's really important to eye contact.
예, 눈을 맞추지 않고 자꾸 딴 데를 쳐다보고 자꾸 딴 짓을 하면 이 집중력이 떨어지고 상대방한테 불신을 갖게 됩니다.
Like when you talk, and you really need to look at their eye. And then if you don't do that, if you look at the other person, and then also concentration will be loose.
그래서 이제 잊지 않도록 대화 가운데 중요한 거는 메모도 좀 해야 될 거고요.
And then also you need to written down the memo, like in order to remember.
그리고 말도 말이지만 상대방이 얘기할 때 그 감정을 충분하게 인정을 해야 됩니다.
And then also we need to acknowledge for their, we need to acknowledge and then also aware their emotion.
또한 말하다가 침묵할 때가 있어요.
And then also sometimes like when we talk and then there is a silence.
그때도 집중해서 침묵의 언어를 들을 수 있어야 됩니다.
And then also actually the silence is also the language. So you need to have the eye to listen for this silence language.
네, 그래서 지금 우리가 공부하는 거는 말로는 이렇게 듣기 쉽지만은 실제로 여러분들이 코칭을 할 때 이렇게 하려면은 정말로 수행하는 마음으로 상대하고 대화를 나눠야 됩니다.
So what we are learning is actually it sounds like easy by the word, but you really need to train yourself, and then you need to prepare yourself for coaching.
여러분, 우리 참모님 전형을 한번 보십시다.
Brothers and sisters, let's see for the two parents photo.
여러분은 이 사진 보면서 무슨 생각을 하십니까?
So when you look at this photo and how you feel.
나는 아시아에서 저쪽 있을 때 참 어머님한테 저런 편지를 드린 적이 있습니다.
When I was in Asia, I used to give the letter to true mother.
아마 대만서 강의할 때 같았는데요.
And then maybe in that time as I gave the lecture in Taiwan.
네. 강의를 하기 전에 저는 생각합니다. 내가 강의하는 것이 아니고 참 어머님께서 말씀하시는 것이다.
So before I giving the lecture, and I think this is not I give the lecture, but I giving the lecture on behalf of true mother. True mother is talking through my mouth.
말씀하기 전 새벽에 우연히 저한테 저런 그림이 한 장 왔습니다.
And then in the early morning in the day, and then that kind of picture is coming to me.
그래서 이 사진이 정말 이거는 어머님께서 나한테 보내준 거라는 생각을 하고 그 강의 전에 저 사진을 비춰주면서 여러분 저는 제가 온 것이 아니고 어머님이 여러분한테 말씀하고자 왔습니다. 여러분 어머님의 지금 이 모습을 보고 무슨 말씀을 하시는지 여러분들 얘기할 수 있겠습니까? 이렇게 물어봤습니다.
And then before I giving the lecture, and I show this photo and saying like, now this is not I talk, but the true mother is coming and talk. When you look at this picture and how you think, I ask the audience like that.
그 리더들이 참 숙연해졌습니다. 그 말을 듣고.
And then when all the leaders, when they listen that one and they start to think.
나 자신도 어머님이 나를 보낸 게 아니고 어머님 직접 와서 내 몸을 통해서 얘기하신다는 그런 느낌을 저도 받았습니다.
And then also that I feel like a true mother is sending me, and then true mother is talking through my body.
그래서 그런 편지를 어머님에게 드린 기억이 납니다.
And then it's remind me that I send that kind of report I gave to true mother.
저는 이 사진을 보면서 이렇게 어머님께서 말씀하시는 그런 생각이 들어갔습니다.
And then when I look at this photo, and then I think like a true mother say like that, like this.
아버지 걱정 마시고 가세요.
True mother is saying, true father, please don't worry, and then you can go to the spirit world.
내가 당신이 못한 걸 다 이루어드리겠어요.
I will realize what you couldn't accomplish.
이런 말씀을 아버님께 하시는 그런 말소리가 저한테 들립니다.
And I could hear the true mother voice. The true mother is saying like this to true father.
여러분들은 어떤 소리를 듣고 계십니까?
And then, brothers and sisters, what kind of sound you can listen through this photo? What true mother say?
예, 이렇게 우리는 말하지 않는 말까지 들을 수 있는 정말로 귀한 경청자들이 되어야 됩니다.
So in order to do that, and then you need to be the good listener, even that this photo is not saying, but you can listen the voice.
나는 정말 그 타일랜드 식구님들하고 캄보디아 식구님들 너무나 좋아합니다.
I really love Thailand members and Cambodian members.
어디를 다녀와도 여러분들처럼 착하고 그리고 심성이 좋은 사람들 그렇게 많지 않습니다.
It is really difficult to find a person like you, that good heart, and then also the heart you have with the divinity.
그건 아마 불교 국가이기 때문에 아마 그렇지 않는가 생각해 봅니다.
I consider because you are coming from the Buddhism background like that, that's why you have the good heart and also heart with the divinity.
네. 그래서 여러분들은 정말로 좋은 경청가가 되는 그런 입장에서 식구들하고 한 관계 맺고 43가정 실사를 위해서 이렇게 나아간다면 많은 식구들이 여러분 주변에 모여들 것입니다.
So our brothers and sisters, when you become the good listener, and then also to listen well from your members, and then you can substantialize for your 43 families, and then also not only that many members will follow you.
예, 우리가 다음번 시간 올 때까지 여러분들이 정말로 한 달 이상을 잘 듣는 경청자가 되어서 만나뵈면 반갑겠습니다.
And then I really hope that when for the next month when we see each other, and you will become the good listener.
예, 그래서 여기 지금 쭉 보니까 우리 솔로 들어와 계신데 어떻습니까? 본인은 이제 어떤 경청자라고 본인 스스로가 고백할 수 있습니까?
So I see the piece a lot, and then piece a lot. When you are listening this, and then you can how you can express that what kind of listener you are.
마이크.
Piece a lot.
Good evening, Professor Jill.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question. I'm always not so good listener. Always my wife said many times when we talk, several times she said, "Oh, you didn't listen to me well," like that. Because I always want to express something to her, and I can feel like Professor Gill said, sometimes she want to think ahead of me like that. But now I try to pray for her always. We spend time together in COVID-19, and I have to, extend more. Like before, you asked Reverend Hajime about the number 10, how many like this. I think myself only 7 or 8 something. And also I have a important coaching. When I was in hospital, one sister, elder sister, we in the Trinity, we try to manage how to go to witnessing in the northern part of Thailand. I want to follow Professor Dr. Yong. That before he went to America, he asked me to go to northern part. This is looks like God want to tell me, like Professor Gill said, whenever you teaching in Thailand or Cambodia or Taiwan, you feel like a true mother talking to your lecture, right? I also feel that the Korean leader also, they try to convey God to, tell me something to do. But after a while, I listen to her and have this discussion, but the result coming out like fail. And she don't want to go with me to the north. Maybe she thinks she already old, already 77 years old already. And when we go to the mountain on the northern part, maybe she cannot bear, or she, look like sick like that. So I angry with her in the beginning, but after Professor Gill told me to listen for the quiet moment, looks like we listen to A, right? She talked A, oh, really beautiful. Oh, I will go with you with my car, Toyota car, something like that. But after a while, she behind me, she said, oh, I didn't trust Solot. He not so good driver, something like that. And the result is come like a fail. But I didn't listen to her quiet voice, like she talked A, but I didn't listen to B, C, D, that she prepared to reject me, something like that. But when Professor Gill told me this time, I think this listen well is very important. I try to, after next time, I will more listen well to my wife and people close to me, like my Trinity, and of course the people allow me to become a good coaching. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. 오케이. 자, 그러면은 일단은 우리 발표하는 발표자 발표를 또 듣고 얘기를 계속할까 합니다.
Okay, so let's listen for the presentation first, and then we will continue to talk.
여러분들이 발표하는 걸 들으시고 여러분 질문도 좀 하시기 바랍니다. 잘 들으시고.
And so you please listen well, and then after you listening the presentation, then you can give some question.
네, 잘 듣는 사람이 잘 질문할 수가 있습니다.
Those who are listening well, and then you can give the good question.
예. 네, 누가 어떤 질문하는지 제가 궁금합니다. 자, 발표하시는 걸 잘 들으시기 바랍니다.
So I wonder that what kind of question is coming out. So please give the presentation well.
먼저 팀 썸머 교우장님 계시면 먼저 발표하실까요?
So first, Tum Somo, please give the presentation.
네, 여러분 이렇게 발표할 때 여러분들이 잘 들어야 내가 말하자면 와차린 하면은 여러분들이 그 질문을 할 수 있어야 됩니다. 그렇게
So
질문을 할 걸 많이 생각하고 계시라 이거죠.
So that's why please prepare your heart. If the Professor Kill is saying like, oh, Piwacharin, and then Piwacharin should give the question. So in order for that, you need to listen well.
오케이, 팀 서머.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Kill. First of all, I would like to greeting Professor Kill, Moksanim Hajimi, all leaders, brothers and sisters. So please let me to share the screen first. Yes, once again, greeting Professor Kill and all leaders, all beloved family, brothers and sisters. Actually, today I very inspired with the Professor Kill. Even I almost forget my presentation for today. But anyway, today maybe my presentation maybe not so much long. And then also today I would like to presentation about the doing in the Cambodia. What we have learned from Professor Kill, or what we have learned from our leaders. So now is the time to multiply, is the time to produce our coaching skill, our coaching coordinator in our HTM or in our nation. And also today also I would like to tell you that I will presentation about the Tongim model only, because in Cambodia 2020-23 we will have the SEA Games in Cambodia. Cambodia will be the house owner, let's say the house owner. That's why now in here I taking care of the Kampot district. Under Kampot district we have 5 provinces. So we really want to increase and we really want to develop our Tongim model instructor in here. So let me go. So before we go into see, let me begin with the well coaching vision. So well coaching vision, we want to live happy. My family and I, everyone want to happiness, and we want to live happily in this world together with our family, workplace, and society. So this is our coaching vision, and this is what we want to be like that, and our target also like this. And in order to achieve what we want, we must be able to visualize it, see well, do well, and become what we want, be well. And in order to do this, we are coaching. Through coaching, we can become happy leaders and have everyone to become beautiful and happy family. So this is our well coaching vision that we have learned from our Professor Kill, and we have learned from our leaders, especially we learning from Professor Kill. And in Kampot district also, we have the vision. After we study about the coaching skill, in order to fulfill our target, in order to become what we want, we have our vision. What is our vision? Our vision, we kind of to support for 2 parents wish to restore 1/3 of population in Kampot district, and mobilizing Tongimodo trainees, those who will become the instructors, with the vision for supporting SEA Games 2023. So in here also, I would like to emphasize that our vision, we really want to bring the 3,000 people to 3,000 Tongimodo instructor to join the SEA Games 2023 in Phnom Penh capital at the new stadium. Yeah, at new stadium. And also the reason why we have the vision 3,000 Tongimodo instructor, because 2020-23 we have the vision that we want to welcome our beloved true mother with our beloved Samdech Prime Minister Hun Sen in the new stadium. That's why this is the time that we produce, that we increase and develop our Tong Imodo through coaching skill in our HTM area with our the children of HTM Black family. And also we have the mission. What is our mission that relate to our coaching skill? This is our mission to raising up Tong Imodo instructors by coaching skill. So, you know, after we study a lot about the coaching skill from Professor Gill, it's the time, the golden time that we need to utilize that. We need to use that to produce and to increase the number of our Tong Imodo here. And also our mission is the witnessing people more and more. This is really important. After we are become the coaching leader or coaching coordinator, we don't want to know only ourselves. We need to witness people. We need to teach. We need to deliver what we have learned from our leader to other people, that they can work well with us. And also to make a good relationship with the government. This is the most important also, that through the coaching skill, we can make the good relationship with our government, such as the authority, local, something like that. And also let them to see well and do well and be well. This is the most important, especially for the young people also. If they didn't see well, they cannot do well. If they cannot do well, they don't know what is going on in their life. So, and next, why we can say like that? Because in the Kampong district, we have the values, foundation to success. Do that. First, Kampong district has the VIPs, foundation, those who already understand the true parents' vision through ALC education, centering on our joint Baptist in here. The second, we have foundation Tong Imodo some in the high school and HTM area. Especially, we have in here we did many blessing ceremony. That's why we don't want to keep silent. With that, we want the children from HTM to join the Tong Imodo in order to welcome True Mother 2023. And the third, each governors of Kampong district already agreed to cooperate with us as well. So this is the most important, because, you know, before we used to send them to join ALC in Thailand, Bangkok, and to coach them, to educate them, so they realize that they need to cooperate well with us. Four, we have the spiritual foundation, those who attend the HALTP at Pak Chong Training Center in Thailand and Cambodia. So this is our values to that we can proceed our work as well, that we can do our job very well. So in here, this is the core values of HA Well Coaching. So we really want our people to see well. So the clear awareness of reality, desire, future, self, achieve goal and vision, center on the original mind. So this is really important about the see well and do well. Also, we have the trust, coaching, environment, partnership, something like that. And also be well. We really want to achieve goal, consistent relation, experience, multiplication. So like I talked before, that our be well, our fruit, we really want to have the 3,000 instructors to welcome True Mother with the Prime Minister of Cambodia 2020 during the SEA Games. So it is to see well. We need to know what we are stand right now. That's why in Kampong district, we know what we are stand right now, and we have a clear goal that we will process soon. And also now that we will use what we have learned from our Professor Gill, and especially about the coaching skill to create a good environment to listen well. Just now we have learned a lot about listening well. I very inspired with the Professor Gill. So even now some of our member from Rapport district listening Professor Gil, and they really want to become the coaching coordinator. Yeah, and next is to achieve our desired result, multiply to be well, to become the coach as your true self, something like that. So anyway, this is our do well in Rapport district. So how to process our work. So after we study a lot about the coaching skill from our professor skill and from our leaders, we realize that we need to make this is we make the master coach and working committee that we have Reverend Hajime Saito, director in China. He stand as the coach that he will coach all our key leaders in here. Also, we have the G leaders, we have the HTM leaders and HTM coordinator, and also we have the coordinators of each club, like I talked before. And also, in order to have the 3,000 Tongyi Modo instructor for 2023, we make the Tongyi Modo compete in Rapport district. So as you see this guy, he is Excellency Kaurat. He is the Tongyi Modo president in Rapport province, and in the same time he is the member of council in provincial hall. Also, we have Mr. Tahap. He is the deputy president, and in the same time he is the education, youth and sport department in Rapport. And then we have vice secretary and we have a secretary general in order to process. In order this committee have the responsibility to support our work in order to doing well. And also, in order to do well, in here we organize meeting with the local authorities to have better cooperation for our working areas. So as you see, we have meeting authorities such as the governor or distributor. So we have meeting with them to coach them in order to let them to open the gate that we can go to the areas to educate the people. Especially, we really want to witness the young people from HTM area to join the Tongyi Modo. Yeah, like I say, so today I just focus only Tongyi Modo. Of course, even here I have many responsibility, but we really want to focus only one thing that we can fulfill to welcome our true mother 2023. So in order to do well, last time we organized 21-day workshop at Ball, and the last section of the 21-day workshop, we learned about coaching with Reverend Hajime, and also we joined it online with Professor Gil. So since that time, we also moved with the with the commitment that we will produce more and more. Especially, we really want to utilize coaching skill to witness young people for Tongyi Modo. Of course, not only one time that they can do well, but still we follow up education and support them behind through direct and indirect. And next, this is after they join the coaching skill, after they study about the CWL, and then they start to plan. They start to setting up the plan and goal. How can they witness people more and more? How can they produce the coaching skill? How can they use the coaching skill to witness the people from HTM area, from school, to join our Tongyi Modo? Now you can see after they see well, in order to realize the 3,000 Tongyi Modo instructor in CGM 2023, every day they need to practice and invest a lot. So in Rapport district, after they see well, now they realize that they need to practice, they need to invest a lot every day. And also not only physical training at the club, I mean the club and the training center, but we need internal training, such as every day we have morning devotion and evening service with our leaders. So through that, they can develop themselves as filial piety. So this is really important for them. They need to do well, they need to practice a lot. And so we cannot do with the small number. We need to use the coaching skill to witness more people from HTM area and from the school. So each Tong Imodo instructor need to witness at least 3 people come to join our Tong Imodo training. So they will use the coaching skill, you know, the young people, they catch the skill very quick, but in the same time also what we are doing and what we are learning sometimes might be different. Yeah, might be different. That's why anyway they really invest a lot in here compared to. And also this is the produce more Tong Imodo instructor. So now is the time to produce Tong Imodo instructor more and more. And every day also they are very inspired with training because we're giving them with the clear goal, with the see well, do well, and be well. So why they need to practice Tong Imodo? Why they need to invest a lot? Because we give them let them to see well that 2023 True Mother will come to Cambodia. We have the commitment like that. We have the confidence like that. That's why you need to invest. You need to sacrifice yourself and witness the people more and more. Especially we let them to see well that 2023 we have SEA Games in Cambodia. So in that day we will gather 3,000 Tong Imodo instructor for welcome True Mother. So when they hear like that, they more crazy inspired and more develop themselves. And then you see more people to train Tong Imodo in Kampot. So now within 3 months, we have hundreds of people. So you can see in the beginning, just 4 or 5 people, but within 3 months, we have hundreds of people coming to training Tong Imodo in here after the government opened the country. You know, our Cambodia, we just opened the country maybe around 3-4 months ago, because in that time a lot of COVID-19 in Cambodia, but now of course still have the COVID, but we need to living with the COVID. That's why they have the chance to use the coaching skill to coaching the people from HTM area, and most of them come from, they are the children of HTM family. They really inspire, and then they come to join training every day. Yeah. And then last month we sent our CLS3 kind of Tong Imodo student to join the Tong Imodo National Championship. So through this, make them more inspired, because through National Championship can let them more see well that how can we fulfill our goal, 3,000 people in SEA Games. So this is really important for us that we let them to see well, yeah, something like that. And finally, they can get the medal from the competition with the happy day. So total medal, 1 piece of gold and 4 pieces of silver and 13 of bronze. So this is the process that we are doing every day with the coaching skill in order to produce more and more Tong Imodo instructor. And then we hope that 2023 we will complete, as long as we will unite with our leader, as long as we use our coaching skill to let the people see well, do well, and be well. And thank you very much for your listening. I will end my presentation in here. Yeah, thank you so much.
감사합니다. 감사합니다. Tim Samuel, what a great report. Okay, I will ask you, what is the relationship between coaching skill and Tong Imodo instructor?
The different coaching skill and Tong Imodo instructor,
Yes.
kind of, we, of course, they are the Tong Imodo instructor, but we let them to become the coaching skill. So because the Tong Imodo instructor law is not only just teach the Tong Imodo student, but we let them to multiply, let them to produce more and more instructors. So that's why they will use that kind of skill to produce the people, something like that.
오케이. 또 다른 사람 또 질문해 보십시오. 다른 사람 지금 오늘
So
발표한 것에
please
대해서.
give the other person give the question. If you have, if you don't have, please give the question.
예, 지금 대단한 활동을 하고 있는데요. 예.
Yeah, because they are doing the great activities.
질문이 많이 있을 거예요.
You may have a lot of question.
우리 여기 저기 와라콘 우리 원리 강사님께서 한번 질문해 보시죠. 와라콘.
P. Warakon, please give some question. Our great lecturer, Divine Principle lecturer, P. Warakon.
Warakon อยู่ไหมคะ
와라콘, please come. 그러면 우리 쌍콤 우리 회장님 한번 질문해 주세요.
Yeah, please give the question.
Thank you very much, Professor Q, and thank you very much for presentation from Team's brother Team Samo. I think very did good preparation for presentation, but I want I know have more question because today very clear the teaching from Professor Q and the brother Kim brother Small can apply to practicing. I think very good report. As the position of the leader and any position can see well and do well and become the coaching well. But like when we make the good environment and how we can practicing, I think the very good for today. When I listen and I focus and concentrate how to the follow the contents today, because even the Cheonbo couple and even the leaders and how we can do well as the witnessing for the VIP like a small and the Cambodia Providential doing now. Thank you very much for me. No more question. I just have a question that how many point how many point from small to listen your couple, just the from Jessa. My point is yes. Yeah. Thank you very much.
자, 우리 사몰 얘기해 보세요. 지금 하는 거에 대해서.
Yeah, thank you very much, P, for encouraging me. I think yeah, 4 points. Yeah, like that.
자, 또 쌍콤 또 질문해 봐요. 이제 4포인트라니까 또 질문해 보세요, 쌍콤이.
Okay, he say 4 point and you can ask more question.
Yeah. How the another point? How about the 6 point? What are you doing when you listen the 4 point? How many about the 6 point? What are you doing?
Another 6 point, because sometimes we misunderstand and not easy to communicate because we are different nation like that.
When
And
yeah, okay. And
yeah, like this.
thank you very much. When I compare for myself, he have the point more than me. I think I listen my husband just 3 point. And 7 point, I just want to talk.
예.
Thank you very much for today.
아마 누구든지 아마 이렇게 자신이 참 굿 리스너냐 하는 질문에는 답을 이렇게 쉽게 하기가 어려울 거예요.
And then everyone difficult to answer when the people is asking like how many point, and then difficult to answer about the good
지금 두
listener.
분은 전부 다 그 캄보디아나 이 타일랜드에서 아주 큰 지도자들 두 분인데 참 쉽지 않을 겁니다.
Even though for the both Samoa and then Pinoy is a great leader in the each nation, but to be the good listener is another task, very difficult.
만약 이 두 분이 굿 리스너가 된다면은 엄청난 발전을 가져올 거예요. 그죠?
But if the both Samoa and Pinoy become the good listener, and then great development will come out.
예, 예. 왜냐하면 우리가 그것 때문에 이렇게 공부하는 거거든요. 이렇게 함께.
Because we are stuck with that, that's why we study about this.
예, 상당한 인내가 필요합니다. 이렇게 된다면은.
In order to be like that, actually, we really need the great endurance.
예. 왜냐하면은 지금 우리 그 첨보 교육원에서 교육하는 것도 강제로 하지 않잖아요. 이렇게 참석할 사람 참석하고 들어올 사람 들어오고 이렇게 우리가 자유로운 어떤 그 의지를 줍니다.
Because what we are doing in the Cheonbo Education Institute is we not force you to do. Or if you want to come, and please come, and if you don't want, then up to you.
전 세계적으로 꾸준히 들어오는 사람들은 지금 굉장히 많은 변화를 쫓고 있는 걸 제가 눈으로 실제 보고 있어요.
And what I can see is, I can see that those who are coming, they can make the great development. I can see in my eye.
여러분 특별히 나라별로 타일랜드와 이 정말 캄보디아는 특별히 제가 이렇게 관심을 갖고 집중하기 때문에 정말로 좋은 리스너가 많이 나오면은 분명히 발전합니다.
And especially this both Thailand and Cambodia, this I give as a Professor Kiel, I give as a special attention these two nations. So when you become for the good listener, and then you can have the great development.
전 세계에서 이렇게 타일랜드나 캄보디아처럼 축복을 많이 받친 나라는 없어요.
Actually, there is no nation in all over the world like Thailand or Cambodia giving a lot of blessing.
네, 그러니까 그 말은 무슨 말이냐면은 여러분들이 굿 리스너가 되고 굿 코치가 되면 많은 사람들이 여러분한테 오게 돼 있다는 거죠.
So that is to say, when you become the good listener, and so many people, huge amount of people will follow you.
네, 우리가 먼저 그 사람에게 원리를 가르치려고 하는 것보다는 일단 상대방 얘기를 들어주려고 하면서부터 들어오면은 그 다음에 그 마음을 열게 하고 원리가 들어가게 하면 참 좋습니다.
So that's why not like a kind of that we go there and teach divine principle, but when we try to listen first, and then when we listen and they open their they open their mind, and then naturally the principle is going to their heart.
시리완 여기 내가 한 말에 대해서 어떻게 생각합니까? 시리완
아줌마. So what? How do you think what I say? P-Siriwan.
อา 들락날락
ได้ยินไหมคะอยู่ไหมเมื่อกี้เห็นอยู่ I see her ไปไหนล่ะ I can't. Maybe she left.
She left?
Because we cannot see her. You can see.
그러면은 지금 우리 아피팝 선생님 어떻게 생각하십니까? 지금 한 얘기에 대해서.
How do you think of what we talk?
Yeah, I agree with Professor Gill because of we have that in Thailand and Cambodia we give many blessings for many members, but how can we take care of them? Yeah, we try to teach the divine principle, but because the Thai and Cambodia is Buddhism, it's not easy for them to understand. So how that we can, if we use like a Buddhist way, this is like coaching, it's maybe better that we can apply and to make Buddhist people to understand God by their original mind, by coaching in my, I also have a, because when we set a Trinity, how we multiply that Kim Samuel said, first time you have 5 people, and how to multiply to 100 and 3,000. This is in my heart the question, how you apply coaching to make a number of multiplication.
Oh, that's good. Very good. Tim Samo, how can you make 3,000 mashup with coaching skill? How to make them?
Yeah, Professor Gill, in order to fulfill our 3,000 Tong Imono on 2023. So from now on, we need to, first of all, we need to see well. Let our Tong Imono instructors to see well. When they see well, they can do well. I mean, do well about, they will invest themselves more and more. And also they will sacrifice, and then sacrifice means they need to go to the mission front line to use the coaching skill to sitting up with the young people from HTM area to explain to them, to let them to see well, to go forward together. And then if we are focused from now on, we can fulfill our 3,000 Tong Imono instructor by 2023. Yes, this is what our goal and what our target. As long as we still together with our target, with our goal, I hope and then I think that we will fulfill.
저기 원장님, 원장님 저기 발표하실 분이 한 분 더 있습니다.
한 분 더 계세요? 오케이, 그러면 그 발표를 일단 또 듣고 합시다. 그다음 발표하는 분.
Okay, next, let's listen from the next person for the presentation.
นิ้งเปิดไมค์หรือยังคะ
ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะก็ขออนุญาตพูดภาษาไทยนะคะขอบคุณพ่อแม่แห่งสวรรค์พ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงขอบคุณพูดไปได้เลยใช่ไหมคะไม่ต้องหยุดเนาะค่ะขอบคุณท่านโปรเฟสเซอร์กิลนะคะขอบคุณมากๆค่ะก็ขอบคุณคุณฮันจิเมะแล้วก็พี่น้องผู้นำของเราทุกคนนะคะก็สิ่งแรกเลยที่ส่วนตัวของอาริยาเองเนี่ยสัมผัสได้ก็คือสัมผัสถึง ความพยายามนะคะของท่าน Professor Gill ค่ะที่จะพัฒนาศักยภาพในการเป็นผู้นำนะคะในการเป็นพยานให้กับพี่น้องอย่างมีประสิทธิภาพสูงสุดนะคะแล้วก็ในท้ายที่สุดแล้วก็เพื่อที่จะนำชัยชนะกลับคืนสู่พระเจ้าพ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงนะคะอย่างดีที่สุดนะคะวันนี้อารยาก็จะขอแบ่งปันเกี่ยวกับการที่ได้นำหลักสูตรของท่าน Professor Gill นะคะนำไปประยุกต์ใช้นะคะโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งในช่วงของในสถานการณ์โควิดระบาดนี้นะคะ
ขอทีละท่อนได้ไหมครับสักรอบหนึ่ง
ขอช่วยอนุญาตแชร์หน่อยได้ไหมคะในช่องอาริยาแชร์นะคะ
Can you allow Mrs. Arya to share the screen?
저기 발표 자료를 공유하고 싶어서 좀 크로스 있게 해주십시오.
ก็ขออนุญาตจะพูดไปด้วยนะคะแล้วก็เดี๋ยวให้แผนกแชร์ช่วยแชร์ก็ในช่วงของสถานการณ์โควิดระบาดนี้นะคะเราก็พยายามที่จะใช้หลักสูตรในการโคชชิ่งของท่าน Professor Gill นะคะเพื่อที่จะโคชชิ่งทั้ง
because within the pandemic situation I try to apply what I've learned from ใช่ครับมันไม่ได้เป็นในห้องแปลครับ
อ๋อเหรอคะโอเค
ต่อสาย
Oh Monoy thank you very much
yeah ครับผมต่อเลยครับ
ค่ะก็เรามีภารกิจต้องโคชชิ่ง VIP ของเราแล้วก็ผู้นำโฮมกรุ๊ปรวมถึงครอบครัวรับพรในพื้นที่ค่ะ
So I have the mission that I will educate the home group meeting in the mission field
ตอนนี้ยังแชร์สกรีนไม่ได้เลยค่ะในช่องอาริยาแชร์นะคะขอ
Could you allow Arya, Mrs. Arya to be co-host so that she can
เป็นช่อง
She already co-host
ช่องอื่นนะที่มีคำว่าแชร์อาริยาแล้วก็มีคำว่าแชร์
different account Arya and share Arya share
ไม่ใช่ช่องนี้เจอไหมคะน่าจะไม่เจอแน่เลยยังแชร์ไม่ได้เลยค่ะถ้าอย่างนั้น
ลิงได้เอาช่องภรรยาแชร์เข้ามาในซูมไหมคะ
เข้าค่ะ
Another account Arya share I just type your name
이거 말고요. 거기에 아라야 쉐어 써 있는 거를 좀 코호스트를 해주시면 좋겠습니다.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. ได้แล้วครับโอเคครับ
ค่ะก็จะขอแบ่งปันในช่วงที่เราได้ลงไปทำภารกิจนะคะก็โดยเฉพาะการไปทำโฮมกรุ๊ปนะคะ
when we did the mission in mission field especially in home group strategy
ก็เราพยายามที่จะเรียนรู้เพื่อที่เราจะได้ซีเวลนะคะแล้วเราจะได้ดูเวลนะคะโดยผ่านการเป็นโค้ชด้วยนะคะ
so we tried to learn to see well and also we try to learn how to do well as a coach
แล้วก็ได้พยายามที่จะค้นพบโดยเฉพาะในเรื่องของบริบทในพื้นที่นะคะที่เราเองนั้นได้ลงไปสู่ในพื้นที่ของครอบครัวละพร
and especially we try to apply this with the context as together with blessed family in the mission field
แล้วก็ค้นพบว่า เราพยายามที่จะพัฒนาการทำงานของเราอ่ะให้มันเป็นที่ต้องการของพื้นที่ให้มากที่สุดค่ะ
So we found out that what kind of strategy that we can apply well for the with the blessed family in different mission fields.
โดยเฉพาะการทำงานของการปกครองในรูปแบบการปกครองของพื้นที่นะคะที่มีกลุ่มโฮมกรุ๊ปมีเป็นหมู่บ้านซึ่งมีผู้นำหมู่บ้านไม่ว่าจะเป็นผู้ใหญ่บ้านผู้ช่วยผู้ใหญ่บ้านอสม.หรือว่าสอบต.
Especially in the village and together with the village leaders and especially in the sub-district area.
แล้วก็พยายามทำงานบนพื้นฐานที่โดยผ่านการที่เขาเนี่ยเป็นผู้นำอยู่แล้วเราก็โค้ชผู้นำในหมู่บ้านซึ่งเปรียบเสมือนเป็นโฮมกรุ๊ปของเราค่ะ
So we try to work together with the sub-district leaders or village leaders. So we try to make them as another coach for us, and they will be our team leader, team leader of home group in each district or village.
ซึ่งเขามีอำนาจการปกครองของคนในหมู่บ้านอยู่แล้ว
And as you know, because they have the power to to take care of their village or sub-district level.
แล้วคนในหมู่บ้านก็พร้อมที่จะติดตามแล้วก็เชื่อฟังเขาค่ะ
And villagers and everyone ready and understand and ready to attend him or her.
ค่ะในรูปแบบของการโคชชิ่งของเราตอนนี้เราก็จะเริ่มต้นนะคะตามโปรแกรมที่ท่านProfessor Gill แนะนำก็คือเราจะต้องทำตัวเราเองให้บริสุทธิ์นะคะแล้วก็เริ่มจากการที่เราต้องสร้างเงื่อนไขให้กับตัวเราเองก่อนแล้วก็ในทีมงานของเรานะคะไม่ว่าจะเป็นการอธิษฐานการหุ่นโอเคค่ะการประชุมทีมค่ะ
So the strategy that we try to apply in each home group meeting, we try to first purify ourselves. So let us be the one who really cleanse ourselves through the kundoke, through the prayer, through the tradition.
ค่ะแล้วเราก็โทรไปเยี่ยมก่อนอื่นเลยก็โทรไปเยี่ยมหัวหน้าแต่ละโฮมกรุ๊ปก็คือผู้นำหมู่บ้านนั่นเองนะคะไปแสดงออกถึงความรักความห่วงใยความหวังดีของเขาถามไถ่เขาว่าตอนนี้เขาเป็นยังไงบ้างอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะ
And we try to follow them up by calling in every day. So in each village leader and each sub-district leader, we try to make a relationship and try to ask them how are you, what kind of situation you are, yeah.
แล้วก็เราก็นัดเพื่อที่เราจะไปพบเขาแต่ว่าเราก็ค้นพบว่าเวลาที่เราจะลงไปพื้นที่เนี่ยโดยผ่านผู้ใหญ่บ้านหรือว่าผู้นำโฮมกรุ๊ปเองเนี่ยเขาก็อยากที่จะให้เราเนี่ยไปพบกับลูกบ้านด้วยเลยอะไรอย่างนี้ค่ะ
So after that we make an appointment with the village leader and we found while we doing like that for a while we found out that many village leaders want us to meet with the villager.
ค่ะแล้วก็จึงต้องลงไปในพื้นที่นะคะแล้วก็ไปทำกิจกรรมโฮมกรุ๊ปกับเขาค่ะ
So that's why we have no choice that we have to visit people in each house and do some activity together with them.
นั้นเวลาทำกิจกรรมเนี่ยค่ะเราก็จะมีครอบครัวละพรเนี่ยมาเข้าร่วมกับเราในแต่ละหมู่บ้านก็ตามจำนวนที่เคยมาเข้าร่วมงานละพรนะคะโดยสเต็ปในการที่เราถ่ายทอดก็จะเป็นลักษณะของโฮมกรุ๊ปซึ่งเราจะต้องสร้างความสบายใจให้กับพวกเขาก่อนถามไถ่พวกเขาว่าเป็นยังไงดูแลตัวเองดีไหมดูแลครอบครัวเป็นยังไง
So the activity that we are doing with the villager basically just like a home group meeting. So let them feel comfortable and then they can join together. So and in each village that we visit, there will be some blessed family who have received the blessing before, and they will always participate with us.
ค่ะก็ให้เขารู้สึกถึงความสบายใจแล้วเราก็มีกิจกรรมสันทนาการร่วมกันกับเขาเพื่อจะเรียกเสียงหัวเราะแล้วก็มีรอยยิ้มร่วมกันเพื่อความสบายใจแล้วก็รู้ความรู้สึก
Yeah, we try to have some programs or activity that let them try to open their heart, let them feel comfortable, and we kind of like have some bonding activity together.
ก็ใช้หลักสูตรตามที่ท่านได้สอนเลยนะคะก็คือเราจะต้องปฏิบัติในการที่ละเว้นจากการใช้ภาษาที่มีศูนย์กลางที่ตัวเองนะคะเราใช้วัฒนธรรมแห่งหัวใจนะคะใช้คำพูดที่สวยงามแล้วก็เราไม่มีอัตตาในตัวเองค่ะแล้วก็เราพยายามถ่ายทอดความรู้สึกที่ดีให้กับเขาให้เขาค้นพบถึงให้เขาสัมผัสได้ถึงความรักของพ่อแม่แห่งสวรรค์พ่อแม่ที่แท้จริง
So the principle that we trying to practice in the mission field, that is what Professor Q just taught us about how we can really express ourselves as love from God, as the characteristic of God through speaking well and listen well and everything that we practice in to the people in the area. รบกวนเปิดไมค์ด้วยนะครับ
โดยเฉพาะช่วงที่ของการรับฟังนะคะในเรื่องของการรับฟังเนี่ยอาริยะก็ได้เพิ่มนะคะในช่วงเวลาที่เราจะต้องรับฟังเขาให้มากขึ้นด้วยค่ะ
Especially listen well, so we try to add more activities about listening, so that everyone can practice listen well.
แม้กระทั่งบางครั้งเนี่ยเดินเข้าไปหาเขานะคะแต่ว่าเราไม่มีการสัมผัสกันได้เราก็ต้องแสดงถึงความรักแล้วก็ความห่วงใจแล้วก็เห็นอกเห็นใจเขาด้วยเหมือนกันค่ะ
Even though the pandemic situation, we have to stay. We have to make some space or distancing, social distancing. Anyway, we try to express our love and care toward our blessed families.
ค่ะก็พยายามฟังให้มากแล้วเราก็พยายามพูดของเรื่องของเราให้น้อยแล้วก็มีการตอบสนองต่อเขานะคะแล้วในท้ายที่สุดเราก็สรุปจากการที่เราได้ฟังเขาแล้วก็กลับมาในเรื่องของเราค่ะ
So the best practice that we are doing about listening well is we try to listen them a lot, and again we try to speak feel so that we can understand the situation, and again we have to conclude and conclude our conversation for them.
ก็มันก็จะกลับมาลงตัวกับการที่เขาเองเนี่ยทำไมจะต้องมาศึกษาหลักการแล้วก็ทำไมจะต้องติดตามพ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงแล้วก็พ่อแม่แห่งสวรรค์เนี่ยมีความสำคัญยังไงในชีวิตของเขาค่ะ
So in the end of the day, we try to conclude that why they need to attend to parents. What is the importance of to parents teaching? So we try to conclude every situation with this centering on to parents teaching. So this is the way that we try to approach them.
ฉะนั้นหลักสูตรของท่าน Professor Gill เนี่ยได้ใช้หมดเลยค่ะไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของการเตรียมหัวใจให้พร้อมแล้วก็ปล่อยวางทุกอย่างลงนะคะแล้วก็บุคลิกภาพในการที่เราจะต้องสบตาเขาแล้วก็อะไรต่างๆเหล่านี้นะคะแม้กระทั่งความรู้สึกแห่งการยอมรับความรู้สึกของเราบางทีมันมีอะไรที่มันยากลำบากเหมือนกันกับเราแต่ว่าโดยผ่านหัวใจแห่งความรักที่ยิ่งใหญ่นะคะเราไม่สามารถที่จะยึดอยู่กับความรู้สึกของเราได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะในส่วนนี้แม้กระทั่งมันก็ต้องไปสู่ความรู้สึกที่เงียบนะดิฉันก็มีประสบการณ์นะคะเวลาที่เราเจอความยากลำบากในพื้นที่ด้วยนะคะแต่ว่าโดยผ่านการรับฟังที่ดีนะคะหลายอย่างก็จะได้รับการคลี่คลายได้ค่ะ
So everything that Reverend Q just taught to us, all principle that we have learned, we practice it in our frontline mission. So even though some situation that I need to be silent because that time not really easy for us as well, but we try to practice everything, and we found out that it is really useful when we are working in frontline.
ในท้ายที่สุดแล้วเราสามารถทำเรื่องราวชีวิตของเขาค่ะให้เป็นเรื่องเดียวกับสิ่งที่พ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงเนี่ยได้สอนได้อย่างเป็นธรรมชาตินะคะแล้วก็ดูจากภาพนะคะดิฉันก็ค้นพบว่าเขามีความมุ่งมั่นตั้งใจที่เขาเนี่ยปรารถนาแล้วก็มีความกระหายที่อยากที่จะศึกษาคำพูดของคุณแม่ที่แท้จริงนะคะแล้วแม้กระทั่งเขาก็รู้สึกถึงความสุขนะคะแม้ทั้งเราเองเนี่ยผู้ใหญ่บ้านเองนะคะคนนี้ก็จะเป็นผู้ใหญ่บ้านก็จะกลายเป็นเจ้าของนะคะในการที่เขาจะมาเป็นปากเสียงให้กับเราในการที่จะพูดความรู้สึกต่อพ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงได้ด้วยค่ะ
at the end of the day, every conclusion we conclude that the principle of two parents teaching is really important. So naturally they can understand why they need to understand, they need to study, they need to read the Kundoke, they need to read Mado Peace. So even our village leader, they really inspire from us, and they become the one who let everyone to serve and attend to parents.
ค่ะก็ในท้ายที่สุดแล้วเราก็สามารถที่จะทำให้เขาเนี่ยมีความรู้สึกใกล้ชิดกันกับพ่อแม่แห่งสวรรค์แล้วก็พ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงนะคะก็บางคนเนี่ยก็มาดิฉันค้นพบนะคะว่าสิ่งที่ดิฉันพบเจอหลังจากเสร็จกิจกรรมเขาจะเดินมาหาแล้วเขาก็จะมาขอบคุณนะคะบางคนก็บอกว่ามีอายุเนี่ยมีมาตั้ง70 ปีแล้วเนี่ยไม่เคยมีความรู้สึกที่มันเข้าไปรู้สึกถึงหัวใจของเขาได้ขนาดนี้เลย
But finally, everyone is learning. Everyone experience God's and Heavenly Two Parents' love through their practice. And I want to testify that is some really senior members, our senior blessed family. So they gave me the testimony that throughout their life. They have been living for 70 years. There's no such activity, no such teaching that can really go deep down in my heart, like Two Parents teaching.
แม้กระทั่งผู้นำโฮมกรุ๊ปหรือผู้ใหญ่บ้านเนี่ยก็จะบอกว่าบรรยากาศของตั้งแต่มีสถานการณ์โควิดเกิดขึ้นเนี่ยบรรยากาศในบ้านก็ในหมู่บ้านเนี่ยก็คือเปลี่ยนไปแล้วก็มีแต่ความเศร้าความหวาดกลัวแต่พอสหพันธ์ครอบครัวไปเนี่ยมันนำมาซึ่งรอยยิ้มเสียงหัวเราะแล้วก็ความหวังแล้วก็กำลังใจนะคะที่ทำให้เขาเนี่ยได้สัมผัสถึงความหวังใหม่จากพ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงด้วยเหมือนกันค่ะ
So even a village leader or sub-district leader, home group leader, let's say. So they told us that because of the pandemic, so everyone is hopeless. No one, in every place in our village, there's no hope at all. But after that, during the pandemic, actually, our members, Family Federation, members, when they meet us, they can really feel that there is such a new hope. This is our, they receive such a new life.
ค่ะก็แม้กระทั่งโดยตัวของดิฉันเองเนี่ยฉันก็มีประสบการณ์แม้กระทั่งว่าเราพูดเกี่ยวกับเรื่องราวของพ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงแล้วก็เราสามารถที่จะสร้างความสัมพันธ์ของครอบครัวละพรที่มีต่อพ่อแม่แห่งสวรรค์โดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งสิ่งที่ดิฉันคาดหวังมากที่สุดก็คืออยากให้เขามีประสบการณ์โดยตรงเป็นประสบการณ์ส่วนตัวที่เขาเองจะสามารถที่จะพบกับพ่อแม่แห่งสวรรค์แล้วก็พ่อแม่ที่แท้จริงได้นะคะยังก็รู้สึกว่าเขาสามารถที่จะมีความรู้สึกเช่นนั้นได้จริงๆ
So for me, as a blessed family, so I want everyone, every people in every village experience that, being the blessed family, how the blessing is it. So I want that, really want to feel the same thing, the same blessing that I receive. So this is one of my motivation.
ก็มันมีเรื่องราวปาฏิหาริย์หลายอย่างเกิดขึ้นนะคะแม้กระทั่งเรื่องของการสอนเรื่องการอธิษฐานหรือว่าการที่เขาเองได้มีจุดเปลี่ยนในชีวิตนะคะในส่วนนี้นะคะหลายสิ่งหลายอย่างแล้วเขามีความรู้สึกถึงความเป็นเจ้าของนะคะต่อแผนงานของเราด้วยเหมือนกันเลยนะคะก็ดิฉันรู้สึกขอบคุณมากๆเลยนะคะสำหรับการที่ท่าน Professor Gill นั้นได้พยายามที่จะมาเติมเต็มหลายสิ่งหลายอย่างแน่นอนมันยังมีอีกหลายอย่างที่เรายังคงต้องเรียนรู้และต้องพัฒนานะคะ
So actually, there's a lot of miracles happening. For myself, I really want to, testify about this. We can really practice what we have learned from Disciple School and how we can really successful in Heavenly Tribal Messiah. Yeah.
ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
고맙습니다.
Thank you so much.
감사합니다. 참 마음의 본심에서 우러나는 얘기를 한 것 같습니다.
Yeah, thank you very much. We hear sounds like your voice from the original mind.
참 팬데믹으로 쉽지 않은 이런 상황에서 정말 여러분들이 활동하는 모습들이 정말 안타깝습니다.
Even though in this kind of the difficult situation of the pandemic, but I really pity for that situation.
그럼에도 불구하고 이렇게 참석해 주시고 열심히 뜻을 위해서 일하는 여러분 모습을 보면서 참 어머니께서 전부 다 여러분들을 다 안아주고 싶으실 겁니다.
In spite of this difficult situation, but you are really doing well and then really working hard. I really feel that the true mother really want to embrace every single of you.
자, 그러면 시간이 다 됐기 때문에 우리가 아쉽지만은 이거로 마치는 거로 하겠습니다.
Because already the time has come and it is really don't want to finish, but let's finish.
감사합니다.
Yeah, thank you very much.
참석해주신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사를 드립니다.
Yeah, thank you very much for all of you, those who are attending today.
네, 그럼 폐회에 앞서 천지인 참부모님께 경배를 드리도록 하겠습니다.
So before closing, let's bow, agree to the true parents, heaveners and humankind.
네, 천지인 참부모님께 경배. 바로 네, 이상으로 첨보 리더스쿨 6회차 교육을 큰 박수로 마치겠습니다. 감사합니다.
And let's conclude with a big round of applause for the closing for today's session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samo. 야, 감사합니다. Thank you, 아피파.
인물이요.